All right. Brand new year, 2022. New Year's resolutions time. I feel like New Year's resolutions are one of those things that you either love it or you hate it. I feel like I'm somewhere in between because I am a very much so person who is constantly like reflecting and evaluating and striving for betterment. And so the idea of goal setting is very attractive. At the same time, um, it can also be very kind of stressful and overwhelming and discouraging because as much as I might want to achieve some kind of a goal in a measurable time frame, um, I still have all the other things of life to take care of, and so sometimes it's just not going to happen. And I've just kind of had to learn that I need to give myself a lot of slack because there is a lot of people and a lot of things that I am trying to orchestrate in our home and our homeschooling. And so I like setting goals, but I also know that I need to kind of hold on to them loosely. And so for the 2022, I haven't really set like a lot of firm goals for myself personally, but in thinking about homeschooling, I have kind of been thinking about what is in general, what is that I'm wanting to improve upon? What is it that I might want to change? Or just how do I want to finish up our 2021-2022 homeschool year? And I came up with a couple of ideas, and it's basically just like I said, it's things I just kind of want to focus on. I'm not going to make it, a smart goal. Because once I start throwing in making things like specific and time oriented and measurable, all those things, all those characteristics of a smart goal that's supposed to be more realistic for you to achieve, I get lost because I just can't always meet those specifics and I can't always meet those timelines. So for me, I just need to kind of shoot for this general idea of what in general do I want to be striving for. I don't know, maybe I'll write it out somewhere on and put it in our schoolroom so we can kind of keep that focus in mind. So I have one thing for the kids and then one thing for myself. So for the kids, one of the things I would like us to focus on in achieving is focusing a lot more on emotions and environment within our schoolroom, classroom, our school day. I think emotions and that aspects of life is just fundamental to a good education. Like if you are not emotionally healthy, you're going to probably struggle within your education because it's hard for our minds to think when we have a lot of emotions that we are contending with. And so I really want our our kind of a homeschool classroom environment. I think I've done a pretty good job on making it like aesthetically like really bright and happy and upbeat. I have a video that does a homeschool tour so you can see all the different ways I've decorated. Try to keep it to be just a fun environment. But environment's also so much more than just what we see, it's also what we feel. So it's feeling like this is a place that I can tackle and do hard things. This is a place that I'm going to be encouraged to work through things and I'm going to be gaining confidence. And I feel like a lot of times when a child is struggling, and maybe even adults too, when we struggle with something, it's not because we can't do it. We kind of immediately go, oh, I can't do this. And we get so upset and distraught about it. And then we just don't want to attempt it anymore. It's not so much we can't do it, it's that we don't have the confidence. So I feel like my role is to be the guide and the support they need for that confidence and also equip them with whatever resources we might need to utilize so that they can build in those skills and grow in that confidence. Is once they have confidence and saying, oh, I did this before and I can do this again and I am capable. Like that's powerful. And that's what I want my kids to really grasp is that I am capable of a lot of things. It may be hard, but I can do it. And I want my role as their homeschool teacher mama to be that voice of encouragement and be that voice of confidence when they may not have it within themselves, and to just really help them see their potential. So yeah, just focusing so much on building their confidence in themselves and their ability to complete their schoolwork and the things that they're capable of achieving, and relationships with one another, working through, everybody has insecurities, working through insecurities that might lead to conflict with one another, working through handling anger and strife that you see within relationships and siblings. And anytime you're spending a lot of time with the same people all the time, there's going to be those times where you're going to kind of butt heads. And usually when there's conflict, there's something beneath it. When there's anger, there's something beneath it. So continuously trying to teach them to evaluate, what is my state of being? What am I feeling? What am I thinking? To get to the root of it, and then to process it in a healthy way. So a lot of our schooling is actually, or a lot of our school day is actually spent trying to work through all of those moments, because the academic aspects doesn't take 8 hours of our day, but we've got to work through a lot of a lot of our emotions and a lot of our relationships and all of those things that impact our academics. But you know what? That's one of the things I think is really, really nice about homeschooling, is that I can be that guide for them, and I can also provide them resources to help continuously learn to evaluate their emotions and to express their emotions in a healthy way, because expressing emotions, not healthy, but withholding all of our emotions, not healthy either. So there's a healthy balance in there, and I have a lot of resources that we are using to work through that. So that's one of my things I want to work on in the next, the second portion of our school year, is to just really focus on our environment and focus on our emotions and that aspect, so that we are having just a healthy school day, healthy, happy people and school days. The next my resolution is gonna be for myself, because I need to get better organized. I am pretty organized, but there's one aspect that I am really bad at, and that's paper. Anybody feel me? Like, oh, the paper clutter. I detest paper clutter, and yet I always have like some kind of a box or a bin, or my desk surface is just paper is everywhere. And at the beginning of the semester, we don't really do semesters. It's funny how once you're in college, you think in terms of semesters all the time. But at the beginning of the school year, I was like, okay, we're going to do 6 weeks on, 1 week off. And then that 1 week off was going to be the opportunity that, one, it's a break for everybody. But then two, it's going to be an opportunity that I could kind of put away the previous 6 weeks, get rid of all, take a sample of their work, keep that, throw away the rest so we can start fresh, and then also prepare for the next 6 weeks, making sure I have all the books and create all the new notebooks, all the things, like put away 6 weeks, prepare for the next 6 weeks, so I'm not having this backlog of stuff. And I'm also not scrambling in the moment trying to make lesson plans and pull materials and just this disorder. Like, it works so much better if we don't have all the clutter. I can think. That's just me. I can think so much better without all the clutter. But I can also think better if I know that things are prepared and I'm having to like dig and search things. It ends up wasting a lot of time, and usually it just it just invites more chaos than necessary when you have those pauses that you're trying to find things and get things prepared at the moment of. So I really want to be a lot better about taking that week, because I haven't really done that very well. I have a really hard time like actually taking time off. I know. But I need to. Like, it's not really off. There's a purpose to it. We're still gonna do some school, but they're probably gonna end up having a little bit more videos, more playtime, to give me the opportunity to kind of switch off from one to the next. So I just need to be a lot more diligent about taking that time. Give us that time, that break, that time off, that little bit of breather space, and also the opportunity for me to get better organized so that when we come back for that next 6 weeks, we are, hit the ground running. We're ready to go. We're not scrambling. We're not sifting through mess and whatnot. So just kind of staying more on top of things, because I haven't really done that this past time. I mean, I will say I've done pretty well. I think I've probably stayed on top of things a lot better. It's just I have this like stack of papers that need to be filed. If you look at my homeschool room tour video, you'll know what I'm referring to. It's like this organizer that's got all the folders in it, and they're like cram packed full of papers. That stuff needs to be dealt with. I want to have to. I think we left off, before we did our holiday break, we left off like a couple of weeks prior to finishing a 6 weeks. I really wanted to finish at 6 weeks, but it just got to, the closer I got to holidays, the more it was like, you know what, it's just not going to happen. And that's okay. We enjoy the holidays, and we'll pick back up for it. We can always adjust our schedule as we need to get what we need done, accomplished. Again, beauty of homeschooling is that we can be very flexible. We can get things in when we need to get things in. But I think we finished off in the middle of a 6 weeks period. I think we've got like 2 weeks before we finish that next 6 weeks. So even though we'll have just come off from a break, I'm still going to make myself take that week to get organized. I want to tackle that paper pile, and I'm going to make those new notebooks, and I'm going to order those books and all the things so that we're much more prepared than we have this last time. It hasn't been bad. It's just I need to get a little bit more of the housekeeping kind of stuff accomplished so that I don't have the end of the school year and this massive amount to try to put together, because I don't want to deal with that. No. So those are my 2 things, and they're not really like measurable or specific, but they're just kind of like ideas, things I want to focus on, things that are kind of, that I think will make the biggest impact. And I could probably think of like a whole bunch of like little things, but I feel like some of the little things I'm like, okay, we're already doing a pretty good job at those things. And like, but if I start pointing out little things, I could probably create this list, and then I'm like, forget it, so I kind of just want to have an idea that I'm focusing on from a resolution. So for the kids, it's going to be environment and emotions, and for myself, it's going to be organization. Those are my 2 goals, and they're just going to be things we're just going to kind of little by little work our way through.